Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the playthrough. We're on episode 55, and as you can see, we are carrying on with our fishing, which we kind of paused at the end of our previous episode. So we're going to carry on with that. We have managed to catch ourselves a couple of quality 3 fish, which should give us quite a lot of fish meat, or raw fish, should I say. I think we've pretty much fished up this area, so I'm going to shift our raft to a new position. One thing I did forget to kind of explain, which in our last episode with the fishing, which is the reason why I like using the raft is because it's not like the other boats where it has raised edges. I've always been a bit concerned with it that the raised edges might cause an issue with reeling the fish back in, so I prefer using the raft. Plus, it looks pretty cool, it's quite thematic just standing on this kind of log raft in the middle of this kind of nice watery area. Doing a bit of fishing. There we go, you can see in the water there, there's quite a few fish for us to go for. Should make it is probably the best time to be doing fishing if you want to keep an eye on the fish as they progress, or sorry, as they make their way towards your lure before you catch them, is daytime when it's nice and sunny, so you can see the bottom of the riverbed or the coast there, and we can see the fish swimming around, so we can makes it a lot easier to see the fish as they start making their way towards the lure as they're about to be catched. Oh, apologies if you heard that. That was my phone vibrating. I probably shouldn't have it on the the counter that I'm recording on. But yeah, as we're leveling up the first few levels of fishing, like first 5 or 10 levels, I'm probably only going to be casting the line about 4 or 5 meters away from me. The closer the better, as it uses less stamina. Oh wow, this is a big one. Come on, get him. Yes, perfect. Probably another quality 3, that should give us a decent amount of fish. Now the only issue with fish when you're fishing is that all of the different qualities of fish don't stack together in your inventory. So you need to kind of make sure there's a second fish there that really wants to get on the get on the lure. You need to make sure that your inventory is quite empty when you go fishing, especially if you're wanting to catch several different types of fish. When I open my inventory, you'll probably be able to see that I have quite a few fish in there taking up several slots already because of all the different qualities of them, and I believe there's a couple of different types that you can catch. I believe we've caught pike and perch so far in terms of fish, so yeah, we just need to be careful that we're not running out of inventory space. There we go, got this guy, come on, perch, there we go, thank you very much. I think that was probably about a quality 2 maybe. Wow, they all seem to be swimming towards the lure today. It's making it very easy. Oh, I got a perch and some stone. Just gonna chuck that back in there. Not quite sure how we managed to fish up some stone, but okie dokie. It's not like the stone was swimming towards the fishing lure and bit onto the hook. Okay, we are going to head back to base, and we're probably going to turn all of these fish into raw fish meat. And I want to check on the meads as well, because I think the 2 healing potions we put on should be done. The medium healing meads, sorry. Just going to pop the sail out a little bit, just so we can get a bit more speed, as the raft is the slowest pile of junk boat in the game. Sorry developers, but I can't stand using the raft sometimes. It's so slow. It would honestly be quicker to travel across land and probably swim. There we go. Right. How are the meads doing? Let's go and check those first. Should be done by now. Yes, perfect. There we go. Got both of them. It gives us 12 medium healing meads. That's just what we need. Put them in the chest. We don't need them right now, but we will need them in the future. And then raw fish. Let's see how much we get in total. There we go. 26 raw fish was what we got there from about the 8 or so fish that we caught. Very, very good. That's a decent amount. That's probably going to see us for a fair while, actually. We're, again, like I said, not really going to use them for much. There isn't many recipes that need raw fish, so they're probably just going to sit in the chest. We've got a couple of cooked ones to go through, but yeah, they're not really that useful. I kind of hope in Ashlands they bring some more raw fish recipes, just so that we can kind of make use of them, because, yeah, I don't really, there might be some other recipes I haven't actually seen in the game from the different fish that you can catch from different biomes. Maybe I should have a look at doing that at some point, but I don't know, it's not something I've really seen in other playthroughs and other content that I watch with Valheim, so I could be wrong. Okay, so seeing as though we picked all those blueberries, we are going to start making some milkshakes. That is our pretty much top level stamina food right now. This is 50 stamina and 16 health. Making plenty of these for exploring the swamp, for taking on the swamp boss, and then exploring the mountain when we get on there. We got our poison resist and our healing meads. Let's put the fishing line, the fishing rod, and the bait back in the chest. Pop the healing mead on our bar. Put the poison resist next to it as well, just so we know it's there. Need to go and put the cultivator back in the chest, as we don't need it on us. There's quite a few carrot seeds there. That's quite good. We are waiting for the turnips to finish growing as well, so we should have a decent stock of turnip seeds as well. Okay, that's our withered bones. We're picking those up because we are pretty much going to go and look at killing the swamp boss. We might actually do that now, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, I think we will actually. Although it's getting close to night time, so let's just see if we can sleep. It looks kind of dusk. Yeah, we can sleep, so we'll go to sleep, get our rested, max level rested bonus, which I think is 20 minutes, 21 minutes, roughly. And then, yeah, we'll probably go and take on Bonemass, the swamp boss. This is going to be a fun fight. Good morning, day 74. It is the day that Bonemass dies. Right. Eat all of our food. 20-minute rested buff. That's pretty good. We are just going to stick around for a few seconds just to get a couple of ticks of healing, so that we're actually a decent health level when we start the fight. I've picked up, I believe it's 21 of the withered bones. We don't need that many to go and take on Bonemass. I think it's like 10 to summon him, but I've taken all of them just in case. Oh, excuse me. Apologies if you heard that burp. Oh, hello, Mr. Shaman. Where are you going? He looks like he's on a mission. He's not interested in us. We're just going to ignore him. No point taking him on now. Pretty much going to ignore most of the swamp monsters. Apart from this guy, because you're an archer, and you're going to shoot at us from a distance constantly, so we'll take you down now. Thank you. We are also going to need to take out some of the creatures that are nearby to the boss spawner, so we don't have friends attacking us mid-fight. Get parried, skeleton. Haven't got time for you boys right now. We're going to have to kill these guys anyway, because all they're going to do is chase us. Bonemass isn't that far from the portal, so these guys will probably just follow us all the way there. We'll have to kill them eventually. Okay, Bonemass. He is a bit of a step up in terms of difficulty compared to the Elder. Don't get me wrong, the Elder had a few interesting fight mechanics and abilities. Bonemass also has a few interesting ones. You just have to be very careful with your health bar. You need to make sure you're keeping an eye on it. I mean, we're quite good in terms of health. We're currently on 173, although I don't think our bar is max. Is that our max health? Give it a few seconds, it might tick up again. No, okay, so 173 is our max currently. That's a really good amount of health. But you do need to make sure you keep an eye on your health bar, because with him being a swamp boss, he is going to constantly poison you over and over again, which is why we have the poison resist need. But you also need to make sure that with the attacks you get hit by and other stuff, that your health isn't dropping too low. Yes, I did see that abomination. We are going to give him a very wide berth, as I don't want to take him on right now. We should be able to kill Bonemass without the abomination stepping in. And as with previous boss fights, we will also have a bit of a walkthrough as to what the abilities are and how to deal with them. At least how to deal with them if you're a sword and board user like me. Or mace and shields, technically. Just going to take out these Surtlings. Give me some coals, please. Oh, coal. Coal works as well. Okay, here he is. Here is the boss spawner. So, exactly the same way as other bosses with Eikthyr and the Elder. Clear out the area, make sure there's no enemies nearby so they don't decide to get involved halfway through the fight. Oh, there's a blob over there. Should probably take that one down as well. Has he seen us? Yes, he has. Come on. Come this way, Mr. Blob. Oh, skeleton. Hello. Goodbye. Ah, one shot. Lovely. Okay, and exactly the same way to summon them, which is making sure the summon item, the withered bone, is on your hotbar. Select it, go up to the summoning bit, which is the skeleton's mouth, and pop them in there. So how many did we use? So it was 10. We had 21 withered bones, and we've now got 11, so it costs 10 to summon the boss. It's going to spawn the same way as well, so if you can see all the particles all gathering in one spot, that's where Bonemass will spawn, and here he is. Okay. Ability number 1, he's going to vomit on the floor. And he's going to put this massive poison gas cloud everywhere. Oh, a couple of skeletons with him as well. With the poison cloud, or the poison muck, or whatever it is that he vomits up, you can kind of go to the edge of it so you're not stood inside, because it will deal kind of ticking damage as well as poison you. Go to the edge of it and he will eventually make his way over to you and start melee attacking you like he's doing now. You can block these attacks, but it won't parry. Well, you can technically parry them because it does make the parry sound effect and you can see the visual effect from it, but you don't get the bonus damage from it. Now the third attack, which we haven't spoken about yet, that's his melee attack. He will just swing at you. Again, just block it, it's not too difficult. But the third attack, which he should do very shortly... Oh god, he's hitting us. We're not even blocking these attacks. There we go. He's going to reach into his armpit, pull out a glob of muck and chuck it off into the distance. That glob of muck is going to spawn 3 or 4 enemies. They will either be skeletons or they will be blobs. Or you'll get a mix of both. Best way to handle those guys is to go and take them out straight away. Don't let them gang up on you and surround you and stuff like that, because the added damage with his poison effects as well will cause difficulties later on in the fight. So I always recommend, as soon as you see him reach into his armpit, start running away, because he will throw it in front of him, and make your way over to where it lands and just take him out nice and quick. This is one of the main reasons why I gathered the mace, because all 3 enemies you fight in this boss fight are all weak to a mace. The skeletons, the blobs, and the boss. Well, the boss himself might not actually be weak to it. He might just take normal damage. But at least you'll be able to take these guys out with a couple of swings and deal with them nice and quick. Let's go and hit him a couple of times. I want to see what damage comes in. Get blocked. Oh no, so he is weak to it. You can see there the damage numbers are popping up in yellow, and that means they're weak to the damage we're doing. They're vomiting on us again. We have used one of our healing meads as well, just to top ourselves up. And we're also getting out of his poison cloud, because double ticking damage is not good. But we're handling him quite well. We're still above 130 health, so it's pretty good. It's very simple and straightforward. in terms of just avoiding his mechanics and making sure that you take out the ads that he spawns, or the creatures. As soon as you see him grab his stomach and start hiccuping, you can just start running away and the poison effects won't hit you. You probably could even do this without needing poison resist mead, as long as you keep, if you pay attention to the abilities, you might not even need it. Although it does look like he poisons me there when he hit me. There we go, he's down. Goodbye, Bonemass. There's the Bonemass trophy, and his item is a wishbone. Wishbone is a similar item to the swamp key. Oh, hello, Hugin. What have you got for us? One of the many bones. One of the many bones this living ossuary hid in his belly was a wishbone. This bone contains powerful magic which guides you to things hidden in the earth. The wishbone is what we will need in order to find the next metal ore on the mountains when we go there. So yeah, that's Bonemass. Really not that difficult of a boss fight, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of bigged it up as being quite difficult and a bit of a step up from the Elder. It kind of is a step up for someone. When I first stepped into the Bonemass boss fight, I didn't know what I was doing and I died several times, but I also stepped into it with 3 other people, so I was kind of carried through that boss fight. But it's one of those that he's only got 3 attacks, and once you've learned the pattern and the style of those 3 attacks, it is really quite simple to do. It's just making sure you're paying attention to what the action he's performing. It's one of the reasons you'll notice when I'm fighting the bosses, because of how big they are, that I'm keeping my camera angle kind of angled straight or a little bit like pointing upwards, so that I can actually see the whole boss, so I can watch what action they're about to perform. And after killing him a few times, Bonemass really isn't that difficult. Now, the big thing about Bonemass is that he provides a boss power which is incredibly strong for the majority of the playthrough, I'm going to be honest. It's something I wish I could have had earlier on in the game, but it's probably going to replace Eikthyrs' sprinting buff as a semi-permanent ability that we use. Usually I would wait until we go and hang the trophy on the stones to tell you about the power. I'll probably go over it again when we do that as well, but I'll give you a quick breakdown of it. Bonemass's boss power makes you resistant to blunt, slashing and piercing damage, so pretty much all types of melee damage, and the arrow damage as well, because arrows do piercing damage. So when you are getting backed up into a corner, where you're getting surrounded by lots of fast attacking wolves and stuff like that. Ooh, excuse me. Or maybe even the Fullings, because it is a very strong boss ability for the planes as well. When you're getting ganged up and being hit by heavy melee attacks, that boss power will save your life. You take I think it's about 50% reduced damage from the attacks, and it will help you survive that onslaught of attacks from whatever it is you're fighting. It's an incredibly strong boss power. I really, really enjoy using it. It does make some parts of the game a bit easier to handle. But yeah, that is the swamp has been conquered. Oh, look, another abomination wants to poke their head out. Come on then. I just took down Bonemass, but yeah, let's fight another abomination. Might as well take you down while we can. Oh, we didn't even parry it that time. Wow. Okie dokie. Tell you what, we'll go through the wishbone as well, just because it's a difficult one to use. It's not like the antler pickaxes when you build those from the antler, or the swamp key where you just pick up a key and use that. The wishbone works a little bit differently. So the wishbone is another one of those equipable items that you have to equip to your character. Now unfortunately, you cannot use the wishbone and the girdle that I've been using at the same time, which the girdle obviously increases your carry rate, so you kind of have to pick which one you use. What the wishbone does is it detects treasures and stuff that have been kind of buried in the ground, and it will have this kind of explosion effect that happens from your character. It's these kind of green lines that kind of come out from your character, and as you get closer to the hidden buried thing, those effects kind of happen more and more frequently, and the noise they make gets higher in pitch until you're stood right on top of it and it's pulsing like every half second. Again, I will showcase this when we actually use it. It can be used in a majority of different biomes. It's not just the mountain that you need it for. You can use it in the meadows, and you can even use it in the swamp as well, although I don't like using it in the swamp because trying to mine in the swamp is a nightmare. But yeah, it does have to be equipped, so you can't have your girdle on at the same time, which is why we are going to have to go back to using the cart when it comes to mining on the mountain, because we can't carry heavy amounts of ore. But again, all of this I will cover when we actually get to the mountain itself and we're going into the farming stage. Yeah, that is the swamp conquered, and we're pretty much done here for now. We might need to come back in future for some more iron, because there are some iron bits we're going to need to build in future. Iron is used in a lot of future crafting and building things, so we're definitely going to need a lot more of it. Which is why I'm hoping that there's a few more swamp crypts on this island, so hopefully we'll have to go and discover another one. And I'll probably, we're going to end the episode quite soon. Again, I know this is another short one. I did say in our previous episode I'm making this episode and the previous one are a bit shorter than usual because I'm using this brand new mic and I want to make sure that I can properly listen back to the audio and watch the video and make sure everything's crisp and clear, but also the fact that we don't have any background noise, which is why I might also start using the AI app thing that Adobe has that kind of cleans up audio. That will hopefully remove a lot of the background noise. But yeah, our next episode, episode 56, will be hopefully longer form. Depends on how long the footage is that I have for it. Probably about half an hour to 45 minutes again. We'll probably stick around with that amount of time when it comes to recordings. Yeah, pop the wither bones back in the chest. We'll keep those in case we want to go and kill Bonemass again. We might want another wishbone if anyone else decides to join us on this world, or we might want to hang his head as a trophy. But yeah, we'll go and pop his head on the boss stones in the stone circle at the start of our next episode, and we'll probably end it very soon. We still have a lot of healing meads left, and we've still got some poison resist for any future swamp visits. But yeah, that was Bonemass. Conquered. Swamp. Conquered. We are now on to the mountain. Definitely looking forward to going there. So, thank you everybody for watching. I certainly hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope everything is going well with the audio on the mic. And we will catch you in the next episode. Bye, everybody.